everybody. Welcome to Get Motivated. You ready to do this? Are you ready to transform your life into something that you couldn't believe before? Tonight, Street Fight is doing a live stream to talk about our new series that's coming out, Get Motivated, happening on Patreon. Brian is someone that is hard to motivate. I am someone that's addicted to motivation. So Brian agreed to listen to the audiobooks of some of the most famous motivational book series out there. Now, we haven't decided what the rest of it is going to be. That's why we're doing this tonight. We want people to call in. We want people to shout it out in the chat. Let us know your favorite motivational bullshitters, the people that you fell for, and the experiences that you had with them in your life. We have already listened to the audiobook version of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It is one of the foundational texts of horrible American capitalism and business and dumb dads and uncles everywhere. And we're going to be recording the first episode tomorrow night with Kate Raft from the Hot and Rich Show. That'll be showing up on the Patreon next Friday. So let's get down to it, Brian. How you feeling?
Not motivated.
Not motivated.
Not going to be motivated. This show is not going to work. Like the premise for it being that I will be motivated by the end of this show is not going to work. Unless this is a Shocktober 2 sideshow that goes into April, when I will start having ideas and I will start feeling good again because there will be leaves on the trees.
Okay.
But nothing gets me. You'll never motivate me. You know what today was motivating to me? I went like this. The kids out of school. Snow.
Smart.
They had a snow day today. Okay?
Yeah. COVID didn't take those away.
I was like, I'm going to take a walk. Now the kids are out of school. You shouldn't be able to walk. When the kids are out of school, you do a 5-mile walk? That's madness, right? I did it. I got home and I was like, really motivated myself to take that walk. Gary V would be very happy with me. He would be like, you got up, you curled up on the couch and said, I hate waking up. Farted a few times and then said, I'm going to go put my fucking warm clothes on and I'm going to take a walk. And I did it.
Yeah. Well, that is a seed of truth that you have there. You kind of sometimes have to force yourself to do things you don't like. I find that if I don't want to go for a run or, once again, and do anything physical, I just start putting the clothes on. I start doing it begrudgingly. I'll start doing my stretches like with a mad face on, like, ugh, I do not want to do this at all. But by the time I'm done, I'm enjoying myself. You know?
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it. I remember why I wanted to do it.
I was in a bad mood when I woke up, but then when I got home, I was like, all right, I did a happy grunt and I was like in a good mood.
Okay.
Then I was in a bad mood again a little later, but I fluctuate. I had therapy yesterday. Funny enough, I talked to him about this show because, about Get Motivated. Because I said, it's killing me to listen to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I hate it, and it's killing me, and it's making my life hell. And I said, I listen to all kinds of shit that makes my life hell. I listen to, Katie even pointed out, mega preachers. I listen to hours and hours of sermons by mega pastors and shock jocks.
Yeah.
And Jim Rome. I listened to Jim Rome for a week and a half.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like none of those took a psychic toll on me the way Rich Dad, Poor Dad has taken a psychic toll on me. And you know what he told me? So maybe, first of all, I said, all this stuff is fucking pure bullshit.
Okay.
And he was like, first of all, this is not pure bullshit. Secondly, maybe you're just not ready for that moment.
Oh, no. He's a believer.
He might be.
He's a believer.
He could be. Philip might be a believer.
You caught him off guard. He didn't even have to think. He was like, okay, first of all, you don't know what you're talking about. You're the idiot that's asking for advice. Cool your jets. You don't know shit.
Sounds very negative, Brian. I haven't heard. He did tell me I haven't heard you this bad in a long time, and I was like, well, that's other stuff too. It's not just the motivational speakers, but I hate them. And I told him I want him to die. I was just so mad about these. I was so mad about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I hate it. Hate Rich Dad. I'm okay with Poor Dad.
Yeah. It is a book that has taken over so many people's imaginations as like the answer to all of their problems. There's a whole sales platform. There's like, you get in the pipeline. He does free events. He sells a board game for $90.
That's a good price for a board game.
Great one.
I've gotten actually fun board games for $40.
Right.
You know,
you can get 3 fun games for $90.
I know. But a game that's not going to make me cry. Because, I mean, this is a spoiler for the episode about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but there's actually a story in the book about how a woman played his board game and cried.
Yeah, there's a promise on the box that you won't get your feelings hurt.
You might cry. You might notice that you're handling your finances all wrong.
Yeah, I looked through it. My wife came home and said, "What is this game?" Because you don't know what it is. It just says cash flow and it has like a Chuck E. Cheese rat on it. And I said, it's this finance manager guy, this fucking asset guy, dude that's obsessed with assets. He has a board game. And I showed it to her, and I'm like, basically, you get handed a salary, and you copy your salary over to like a bank log, and then in the game, you have to invest your money and like spend.
I'm not playing that.
and it's like you're stuck in the rat race, and then you get stuck with doing things like a concert will show up, and all of a sudden you lose $180, and that's like a downfall in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a section of cards called like useless doodads.
What are the useless doodads? What are some of the useless doodads? Go get the board game for me. Now I need to see what the useless doodads are. Because I have a feeling that when he gets back here and he shows me the useless doodads, I'm not going to see them as useless. You know? I'm a guy that likes knives now. Is that a useless dude? I guess it's not a useless doodad, right? Yeah, off to a while in the chat said, let's play spreadsheet. And that's basically what it sounds like, is spreadsheet the game. I don't think it sounds very fun. I need to see some of these so-called useless doodads, which are probably luxury items that make people feel good. You know?
This also made me crack up. Sex Toilet said Tony Robinson motivated me to smoke more weed.
Yeah.
Tony Robinson. All right, so this is the game of cash flow.
Oh, it comes with a calculator. What a fucking
It comes with a calculator. Here's your jobs that you can get.
Let me look through the
professions.
jobs here. A doctor, a janitor. A doctor, your salary is $13,200 a week. Damn, I should have been a doctor for real.
That's like our whole Patreon.
This is uncomfortable here. Salary, $1,600 a week. Janitor. Makes a lot more than me. Like, a lot more.
No, that's a month.
A month?
Yeah.
Oh. So $1,600 a month. I do make more than janitor, mechanic, airline pilot.
Airline pilot, really?
Oh, wait, no, I don't make as much as airline pilot. Never mind. I wish I did, though. Truck driver. Yeah, I make more than a few of these things, you know?
So, yeah.
Nurse. I make more than a nurse.
Here they are, the pink cards.
Nurse.
Right.
A cop. This is bullshit. This says police officer, $3,000 a month. No. Cops make way more than me. I make like 90 grand a year, you know? And if there's one thing you need to know about Robert Kiyosaki, he hates taxes.
Yeah, the book is basically, the idea is you have more money coming in from your assets and than what's going out from your debts, which is duh. You make more money than you spend.
Yeah.
But the book is also like, he just says rich dad the whole time. Like, he never says his rich dad's name. He just says my rich dad taught me. So these are the doodad cards. They literally say doodads.
Okay, what's a doodad I could buy?
In the game of cash flow, when you get stuck in the rat race, Something that brings you down is doodad cards. You go ahead and just draw one.
I'm going to take a doodad card right here. What kind of doodad did I get? Buy a new tennis racket. You spend $200.
Damn, he got the nice one.
That is a nice tennis racket.
You can even go to the used store.
I bought my daughter when she played tennis. When she started playing tennis, I was like, I'm going to buy you the best racket. And it was $90.
So
the one at the store that I went to, I said, I'm going to buy the most expensive racket. And it was $90. So
we could teach Robert Kiyosaki about consumer purchases, maybe.
yeah.
Let me see what my doodad is. All right. I thought I had all my money from my paycheck left over. I was ready to do it, and then all of a sudden, I had to go out to dinner.
Oh, fuck.
That's a good one.
That's family vacation costs $2,000. I'd love to go on vacation with Robert Kiyosaki. Where's he going? Fucking Charleston, West Virginia for his vacations? That's fucking crazy. Couldn't resist. New painting by local artists. Cost you $200. Hey,
That's a good deal.
don't spend that kind of money. Okay? Don't buy from local artists. They don't deserve to make money.
Robert Kiyosaki says that's a doodad.
Let's watch a Robert Kiyosaki video, I think. Let's watch Robert Kiyosaki stressed about your paycheck.
Okay.
How's that sound?
I'm into it.
Are you stressed about your paycheck? That sounds like something everybody out here could get into. And Jason, I'm going to bring it up now. And we're rolling. Millennial money. Everybody.
Hey guys, it's Alex here for another
This isn't Robert Kiyosaki.
virtual millennial money. And we're just trying to provide you with some
millennial.
educational
Okay.
entertainment during your quarantine.
Okay.
And so really during a crazy time like this and with everything we're living through, I want to ask you, how are you currently making your money? Because most
Podcasting.
people make their money by the traditional system, right? They go to their safe and secure job and collect their paycheck.
Yes, everybody's
but because
safe
of
and secure
COVID-19,
job.
we've come to
Everybody's going to
realize
their safe
that
and
safe and
secure
secure
job
is
right
truly
now.
non-existent. And so whether you're working from home or you've currently lost your job, I want you to understand that there's another path you can take that gives you control during a time like this.
What path?
And it's the way the rich make their money.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Today, you'll see that instead of working for money, you can make money work for you.
I heard
That's a
that.
good
And
idea.
so I hope you guys enjoyed today's
That's a
Millennial Money.
really good idea. I've never
All right,
tried
Millennials,
that.
welcome back. And I'm here with Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh, that's
And
the
today
guy.
we want to see exactly what should
Hates his
schools be
dad.
teaching you.
Hates his
because
fucking
there's no
dad
financial
so much.
education.
What's
If he
his
was
dad
my
So
say?
that's why
I would
Robert, the
disown
expert,
him if he
is
was
here
my son.
himself.
Thank you. That's one of my favorite questions. What did school teach you about money? Nothing.
We
They
did
tell you
check
go to school, get a job,
Yeah, I did a checkbook. You know.
no jobs, work hard, pay taxes, get out of debt, save money, and invest in the stock
his
market.
Jedi, he can't
Stupid.
talk down
I
to
wouldn't
me.
do
I
that.
don't feel...
The basics are this,
I don't feel
okay? In the
condescended
world
to.
of money, there's 3 types of income. So this is financial education. So if I was
Okay.
teaching a bunch of, let's say, high school sophomores at 15,
Okay, yeah.
I said there's 3
Tell
kinds
them
of
about it.
income. It's a very
Okay,
important
what are
word.
they? Income. I would love to try to teach this to my daughter.
And number
A lot
1,
of awful dads have tried. There's lots of
called earned
stories of
income.
dads forcing this
this
on
is
their
what
kids.
what happens when
Yeah.
you go to school
I would
and you get a
love to-
job and you
yeah.
work for money. Earned income is you working for money.
Okay.
It's the highest taxed income.
Ah.
That's why that advice: go to
man.
school, get a
They
job, and
tricked
work
us all.
hard. You're
Hey, we need to
working
stop
for
working. If everybody stops working,
earned
we're all
income.
millionaires.
Yay! You pay a lot of tax.
That makes sense.
The second type of income is
This poor girl has to sit here and laugh at him.
portfolio income.
Portfolio
Oh, I've
income.
got-
I got a portfolio full of money.
Portfolio
bunch of
income
portfolios.
is also
They're right
called
there in my
capital
filing cabinet.
gains. That's when you buy low, sell high.
Wow.
So that's
some good
portfolio, and I don't know
I
the
heard that
tax
on a
rate, but
movie.
years ago it was about 20%. I forget now. It's changed.
This guy hates taxes.
So most people,
He's
when
disgusted
they
by
go
that.
to school,
I
they
am
get a
too.
job,
I
they
hate
work
him. I don't
for
pay him
earned
either, so.
income, and they invest for the long term
They
in
have
the
to
stock
take money
market.
from
They're
me.
investing for
Yeah.
portfolio
They have to
income.
garnish my wages.
And the third type of income is the income that myself and Kim and Kenny and all my advisors
Here we go.
invest on your parents.
Assets.
It's called
Multi-level
passive.
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 That's what I want.
And the reason passive income is good is because no tax. It's wonderful stuff.
How does that
So
happen?
that's those are the 3 types of income. So if I was teaching a bunch of high school kids, I said, when you leave school here today, the big question in your mind is, what kind of income do I want for the rest of my life? Well,
That's assuming they're not horny,
I wanted passive.
like ready to
And
do
the average
drugs
person,
or
because they have a
other
job, is
homework
working
that's
for
more
earned
interesting,
income,
or
which is the highest tax.
So
You get
should
tired
I
working
just
for
buy a
that.
McDonald's?
So when
for
you
like
look
$250
at,
in?
again,
Is that what should I do with
the
my
Rich
money?
Dad
I
financial
don't have
statement
any
here,
money, but
income, expense, assets, and liabilities.
man, this guy's got it all going on here.
he's trying to confuse you, and he hasn't
Okay.
give a single
So
lick
earned
of
income,
advice.
He said you want to
Is
get
this
passive income.
Sure. I'm
That's
making
earned.
$9 an hour.
Okay.
I'm getting taxed the worst. I'm
When
in the
you
worst
when you
income
work
category,
for,
according
and
to
then
you.
the problem
How
with
am I
that
supposed to
income
make
is
passive
tax.
income?
You know, horse races,
Then
Okay.
betting on
if you're working
horses,
for
lottery,
portfolio income,
lottery.
I don't
you're
think
generally
lottery
working
counts.
for this.
Lottery is
You buy a
passive income,
stock for,
'cause
let's
if
say,
you win
Apple for
any
10
money,
bucks,
then you get to keep it.
and it goes to 50
True.
bucks, and you sell it. The trouble with that, again, is tax.
All this
But if you work
tax,
for
man.
passive income, which your mom and dad work for, this is passive income here.
You think my mom and
Okay,
dad
it's
work for
cash
passive
flow, it's also
income? That's
called.
fucking
So that's what the
crazy.
cash flow board
My mom asked me for money.
pictured here. So all I wanted was passive income. So what I have today is I have about 7,000 rental properties. I have hotels, golf courses, oil, and all this.
I'll get a hotel.
But again, it goes
That's what I
back to
will
these
do.
3 types of
what you
income:
gotta do.
earned, portfolio, and
You
passive.
gotta
So
go
if
out and
I
get a
was
hotel.
talking to
I
a
bought
bunch of high
a
school
pair
kids,
of Jordans instead.
or even elementary
Yeah.
I
school
bought
kids,
golf
it's not that
balls
hard.
Yeah.
instead of a hotel.
But I'm glad you
Bought
asked
this
the question,
knife instead of
because
a
I think a
hotel.
lot of the young people can
My
think
knife.
now, saying, well, why am I in
Bought this
school?
knife instead of a hotel.
I don't
At a
know.
hotel, bought a knife
You know,
instead.
if you just want to work hard and pay taxes on earned income and flip real estate or flip houses, then you're working for portfolio.
Yeah.
How much you working
Okay.
for? Portfolio.
I don't flip.
So you're handed one life
Yeah.
on
That's a
Earth, one
very big
existence that
difference.
you get to
I don't like to
experience.
buy low and sell high. That's flipping.
And so you go to
That's
work
called
and then you flip houses.
capital
Gains.
gains.
Yeah.
I
You gotta go
vote,
working
which
and
is
flip
portfolio.
house.
I vote for cash flow, which is passive. And I can turn
He's got
capital
Superdry
gains
shirt on.
into passive. I mean, it's so
You don't like super dry?
it gets
No, that's
crazier and
Superdry.
crazier and
I'm
crazier
saying
from
turn
there
me
on.
off
But I'm
it.
glad you asked the
A lot more
question.
complex. No, thank you, Robert. And I think, like you mentioned
didn't even let her
before, for
talk.
anybody who's deciding what path to take,
Talking over women.
just ask yourself
Robert
what kind of income
Kiyosaki.
you want to earn.
Correct.
And
And
so-
it's even worse than that.
Turn his sound down or turn
Are you
ours
told to
up?
get out of debt?
Yeah.
It is
So
turned
let's say
all
I
the
buy
way
a
up.
property, okay?
How's
I
that?
bought it for $1 million. It's now worth $10 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I sell it, I now have
Taxes.
portfolio capital
And so,
gains.
and this is the
If I borrow,
everybody's supposed to do this, or just anybody that doesn't do this is a sucker,
Because from
right?
one
Yeah,
million
you're a
to
dummy
10
if you
million,
don't.
So
do
let's
it.
say I buy a
Oh,
property
shit.
for $1
Oh,
million.
Whatever.
He's back. Yeah.
Fuck
Let's
this.
look
We
at
got some
a.
call- We got some
Let's
calls too.
yeah.
If I
Let's
sell it, I have
take
a
a call
$9
then.
million
Let's take a fucking call
capital
and
gains.
see what the callers got to say about
Thank you,
motivation.
chat, for helping us with the volume. Yeah. Let's see what our callers have to say here.
He too loud.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Get motivated tonight. How do you
Hey,
do?
this is Alex from Chicago. How's it going?
What's up,
Going
Alex?
good.
How's it going?
I'm gonna.
Good. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you. I'm gonna draw a random doodad card to see what you wasted your money on. A shopping spree. You bought a new wristwatch, even though you already have 3. What were you thinking? $150 out the window. But you look pretty cool this weekend.
Why'd you
I
buy
have to
3
say.
watches?
Blunder.
Yeah.
Well, you got to have a brown watch, black watch, silver watch, rose gold watch. I can think of a reason to have like 6 or 7 of them.
You're never going to get a hotel with that kind of spending habits.
That's true. I want a hotel. I don't want
Yeah,
6
my
watch.
hotel fund is depleted. So I wanted to actually ask your guys' thoughts on kind of the intersection between motivation and depression, because I feel like, as someone who's struggled with depression and anxiety, I'm 35 now, and most of my adult life, like, I feel like I'm already predisposed to not trust and reject anything, remotely motivational as a result. But my question is, what do you think? I mean, I guess like, I had this fear that that's like kind of an excuse. But also I know that obviously, I do have mental illness, and that does obviously affect the way, my brain works. So I don't know. Like, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you in the same way. Everything that's ever tried to motivate me, I just sort of think, this is fucking bullshit. I hate this. Fuck this guy. He doesn't know anything. He's telling me to buy a hotel. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but I'm also I do think that there is like a little kernel in there of what you said about like, what if I could feel good? What if there was like a possible way that I could change the way I think and actually feel good, and I'm like missing out on it because I'm bumming around. You know what I mean? Which is how I feel too. Exactly. I always feel that way. You know, I think of all the things in my life that I've enjoyed that other people might think are bad. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And like the way I'm able to like check things, the way I'm able to like teach myself how to like bad movies and stuff like that, or teach myself how to learn how to like a type of music or something like that. Like, I know I can do that. And it feels like you should be able to do that with your life. But that also in my fucking mind feels impossible and very stupid. You know what I mean? Like, just even for me to think about one of these guys just unlocking something in my fucking brain, I can't even picture it. I mean, I got a therapist that spends not all of his time, but
you think he does
all of this time thinking about me as a person. And he can't even unlock stuff in my brain. Like I think like sometimes I wish depression, like I convince myself often that depression is not like a real thing to me, that I don't have it. You know what I mean? Like, I know other people, because other people have it way worse than I do. And it feels like I should be able to. Sure, yeah. It feels like you should be able to climb out of it. But like, I have a really negative attitude about this kind of stuff too. I'm with you. And I think it really has something to do with like clinical depression. It really does. Like, I don't know. I guess my thing is like, I don't know how anybody gets anything out of this.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at.
Well, my question, my answer is that I am a junkie, not for Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is a terrible example. Sure. But I do listen to motivational podcasts, corny ones. I listen to Tony Robbins sometimes, or like Jay Shetty or Gary Vee. And I also have extreme bouts of depression. But there is something inside of me that when someone is like, stop making excuses and do what you said you were going to do, and, quit fucking doubting yourself. Like, that's enough for me to give myself a reason to pull myself out of a hole, because I know I'm being absolutely irrational when I'm saying nobody likes me, my show is a failure, I don't want to wake up, there's no reason to live. And when someone is like, that's all bullshit. You like what you do, and you have something inside of you that you want to share with people, and you need to do it and stop fucking wallowing. And so I do get that. There has been no religion or self-help person that has given me a frame set of mind that keeps me always ready to go. I'm in like a boom and bust cycle, but I think at my age now, I'm trying to get the booms and the busts to be more in the middle. If I feel myself starting to go off the rails and getting too excited and trying to stay up all night and trying to work and trying to get everything done, I stop. I just take a melatonin and go to bed because it's just going to set off a whole train wreck for the next week. If I stayed up for a whole night, and then did something and nothing happened, I'm going to be depressed for 2 weeks about it.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because I had this experience with the therapist yesterday too, where I said, I'm lining myself up with a break because I need a break. Right.
Yeah.
So I've basically lined myself up a break. I'm not working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. It's 5 days. You know what he said to me? He was like, it seems like you need that every 2 months. And I said, like, that makes me feel like shit. You know what I mean? But I already feel like shit if, like,
No.
I don't get the joy. I don't get the right amount of joy out of, if I stop getting joy out of what I do, then I need to take a break. I've realized that. I've realized that I need 5 days off if I don't get joy out of what I do. And like, if I start saying like, oh, you have to record a podcast tonight, and I go, fuck, I don't want to fucking do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's the same thing with people who are very depressed when COVID's not going on and all this stuff, but everybody talks about this, and it's become like such a part of the world now that even my daughter has kind of internalized this thing that doesn't even exist to her yet, but about going out, where everybody basically now defaults. I've talked about this with comedy. Okay, let me take this back just a little bit. With comedy, I think like the sarcasm and nastiness of stuff like South Park and Family Guy and stuff like that made comedy nasty, like it was for a number of years until it started to kind of, you know, lighten back up and be a little less nasty to people. It's the same thing with like people that are like, there's a party tonight, I don't want to go, but I know I'll end up having a good time.
See, and I got that's one, like the workout example from from earlier, is that I always make myself go to the place, and I will let myself leave 20 minutes in as well. I will bail as quickly as I have to, but I always make myself go because I eventually figured out for the longest time that not interacting and always putting that stuff off was ruining my relationships and was not fulfilling. A not fulfilling way to live. Like it felt better in the moment to not get out of bed and watch Netflix or whatever, but it serves me much better to be around my friends because, I don't know, I guess I also have friends that I can show up to their house in sweatpants and just put a blanket on and we can sit on the couch and just bum around. It doesn't have to always be like dressed to the nines, we're having a themed party.
I mean, something I also feel is that like it would be, I think, incredible right now if Brett and my wife Katie could play me audio of me before we go on tour, before the pandemic. If you could play me the audio of me the week leading up to tour, and now when I'm like, all I think about is I can't wait till we can get back out on the road. I miss traveling. I feel trapped in Ohio, and like nobody can play. They obviously didn't record it. Brett and Katie didn't, but they will tell anybody that like I was a fucking wreck before we went on tour for the whole week. And the truth is, I'm responsible for fucking content. I'm responsible for the most fun part of this show, of the tours. I'm responsible for figuring that stuff out. Brett does all the business shit. Brett talks to the bookers and does all this stuff. Like, if anybody should be miserable the week before tour, it should have been Brett. I should have been fucking excited, but it was the complete opposite way. And it wasn't until we were out of town for like 3 days that I finally was like, all right, I like this. This is fun. We're doing something here, So I don't know if we answered your question, but I do
Sure.
often think about what you're asking about that kind of like, am I depressed because am I not giving this a chance because I'm depressed, or is it actually bullshit and it's a clinical issue that I can't solve and that I might as well not even try? You know what I mean? Because that's where I'm at now in February. You said you're in Chicago.
Yeah, no, totally.
It's for me, it's like I'm miserable. I don't like waking up in the morning. I don't like doing anything. I have the best fucking life that anybody would ever ask for. I don't have to get up for a job.
Yeah.
I don't wake up to an alarm clock, and I haven't woken up to an alarm clock in 4 years. But like every day I still get up and say, I hate this. I don't want to be awake. It's the first words that come out of my mouth.
Sure.
And I do
so, like,
wonder if that's because I'm like clinically depressed, or if that's just because, or
I think
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the biggest thing is I think, mental illness is such a nebulous thing, right? There's so many different ways, it can manifest itself. It's just kind of like a label that, has been slapped on, any number of things that happen in people's minds, right? And so, like, I think it's undoubtedly the case that, like, your brain, my brain, Brett's brain, everybody's brain works differently. And, I guess, it's just sometimes tough to tell when it's, something like you said with your actual brain that you don't have control over. Where does your control end, and, just the physical reality of your body, kind of take over. So it's a tough thing, but I think that, you're right that there's no harm in trying, and you have to try to keep that in mind. And that, some of these motivational guys, I think they're just mentally ill in a different way, in a way that helps them.
Kiyosaki is a disgusting human being. We're going to get into how awful he is.
Yeah, and if people in the chat want to bring us some names too, we would love to look at some other people. We can bring them up and watch a few minutes of them talking. But like, it just, for me, it's like when I'm in this place, this is a very seasonal thing. I actually had this conversation yesterday that maybe because I spend so much time outdoors in the sun in the summer, if my body doesn't just process like the vitamin D, because my therapist wants me to get on vitamin D, and if maybe I get so much during the summer that when it's gone and I can't get it, if maybe I just build it up.
Your withdrawal.
Yeah, I build it up so high that I crash so hard because I can't get it at that point. And I'm kind of, the truth is, like, I'm kind of holding on to that right now as like a reason why I'm sad all the time. Like, I'm just like, it's a vitamin D thing, man. You don't have to change nothing about the way that you think. You just got to fucking hold on until the sun comes out. You just hang on until it's fucking 60 degrees outside and there's leaves on the trees. And then you can fucking start saying, like, because the funny thing too, when you talk about this, I was like highly I always think about Shocktober as a thing that, like, I'm a very motivated guy when it comes to that. Like, that is something I invented, something that, like, I work very hard on, and something that people very much like. And it just so happens to happen in October at the end of summer when the weather is perfect. And did I come up with that?
Yeah.
Did I come up with that because I was just in one of my cycles where everything feels great? Because this last October, I had a psychiatry appointment and she asked me how I was doing. And I was like, I don't think I need any of these pills anymore. I feel fucking so happy. I'm like, I've never been in this good of a mood. I've never been this happy. And then also my therapist was like, I only need to talk to you like every month and a half now. And now we're back to every 2 weeks. And I just was like, I'm a fucking mess. And now I'm listening to these fucking guys. Yeah, and I'm listening to these fucking guys and I hate them. I like actually hate their fucking guts. I can't believe that somebody can turn them on and fucking really let them get to think of themselves in a positive way. I can't do that. I think that's also a comedian thing, or like maybe it's just like where like I don't want to think of myself as good at anything. Like, it feels very weird, It feels weird to say, even when your job depends on being funny, it feels weird to say I'm funny, right?
No, I'm proud of it. I make money doing it. If a guy's a fucking plumber, he says, I'm good at pipes. Like, I expect him to be good at pipes.
Hey, that's just, I'm a crazy fucking, I always feel bad saying I'm funny. I always feel bad saying I'm successful or any of that stuff. It's just like, why would I say that? It's such a weird thing. And maybe that's even, like, a lot of these guys seem like they tell you it's okay to say that stuff about yourself. And to me...
No, they don't.
Right.
Some of them do. No, they tell you it's okay to say I'm funny.
Oh, yeah.
If you're funny. It's okay to say I'm charismatic if you're charismatic. It's okay to say I'm successful if you feel successful. Like they say,
yeah.
They tell you it's okay to say that. And I think for people like me that have like such resentment towards them, I think it's because I can't convince myself that it's okay.
Do you want to be like that forever though?
No.
Like from the outside describing yourself, or I don't understand why you put up with it or would want to shut down a different way of being, because like when I look at my own ways that I fuck up, I have to accept that I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what's best for me. I have to take outside information because my brain is lying to me about what's going on in my life. My brain is telling me to kill itself, and it's wrong. It's not, every thought isn't to be trusted. Just because you have an opinion or there's a judgment, it's not original and it's not valid.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I need to, it's something, I think, like, listen, when I listen to that preacher, the hype beast preacher, Carl Lentz.
Yeah.
I told you and Tom that I felt like I was Christian, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's possible that I'm going to listen to one of these guys and I'm going to listen to a ton of them, just fucking tons of it, just letting it roll. And I think I'm going to tell you I'm a positive guy now.
Okay.
I've got some kind of a mindset because
hey, you know what?
There's something about repetition and like just listening to a charismatic person talk, which is true, like for anything. That's how cults and shit happen. There's something about listening to a charismatic person talk that gets me.
I like where this is going.
Temporarily.
You know what? And just like your form of exercise is walking 7 hours a day because it's funny, wouldn't it be funny if you did a podcast thing and then change your whole life around? That would be a funny bit.
I mean, I don't think it's impossible for me.
Like, I used to hate being alive, and then I listened to Get Motivated.
I don't know. We'll see. I hope we answered your question, Alex.
You got a lot.
We're gonna see if we can look for we're gonna see if maybe the chat is recommending a video or. Let's take a look at the chat. See if anybody's got anything.
One of my faves, a good one, which I mean he's not good. He's also hyper capitalist. Is Tony Robbins. Have you ever seen Tony Robbins?
No, I haven't. I have heard of Tony Robbins. Again, the name motivational speaker turns me off immediately.
Yeah, folks, this is the Get Motivated stream. So this month on the Patreon, we're doing a bonus show once a week where we're going to listen to a motivational audiobook. Some will be financial. We start with Rich Dad, Poor Dad because everybody tells you to go there. I think we're going to go with Think and Grow Rich is one that's also out there. Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Deepak Chopra has been mentioned. There's a lot of Dale Carnegie has one, I think.
Ew. Let's look at this video here.
Les Brown.
I gotta pause it. I don't want to flub. I flubbed. That was a flub. But on Get Motivated, there are no flubs.
No.
Because we're motivated. We're feeling good about ourselves.
Hey, you got to get in there and rubbing is racing. You got to make some mistakes to get it done.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and watch this Tony Robbins thing that I saw. New World, New You Challenge 2021.
Hey, it's Tony Robbins. How are you? Listen, in the middle of this winter we're experiencing, it's a pretty important time for us to take back control of our life.
Okay.
There's two worlds that we can master. The external world, which we can't control, but we can influence. and the internal world, which we can.
This
control.
motherfucker
The
looks like a
question is,
professional
do you have the
wrestler.
mindset,
Oh, his head is like a
do you have the
basketball.
skills, and the tools to make 2021 the best year of your life.
He's huge.
You know, most people's idea of those.
Somebody in the
is,
chat said
you know,
no flubs, only lessons.
That's right.
That makes me laugh. That's the funniest thing about this stream.
Lesson. We'll just say lesson instead of flub.
I'd like to lose weight, 20 pounds. I'd like to do this, but by the first week in February, 85% of the people have already broken their New Year's resolution.
How do you know that
If
number?
you want to make this year different, then I'd like to serve you, and I'm not asking for anything in return. I did this last July. I got to do something to help people stuck in their homes. And so we did what I call a comeback challenge.
Okay.
Where for literally a week, every day, I came on board, and we had people all over the world. We had 400,000 people join us for a free course.
That's a lot of
90
people.
minutes a day for each day in a row, and I brought my best tools and skills to help you turn around your business or your relationships or your body or your just
His head
happiness
does look
and
like a
well-being,
Lego dog
emotion, and
botherer.
health. And so I'm going to do a new one because I think of it this way. It's
How do you get a
it's new
comeback?
year, and
I
it's a
didn't
new
make a
world, and it
new
needs to be
I didn't make a resolution
and that new
this year.
you is the best
You had a
that's
comeback on
available.
Twitter,
And I
right?
know that I've got tools
Murder
and
X
skills.
Brian?
No, I'm saying I didn't do a
If you'd like to join
resolution
me,
this year, so
there's
I
a
don't have
link below
anything to
that you
come
go
back
to.
from.
Want
Resolutions are a bad
you're in
idea.
tough
He's right
place in
about
your
that.
business or your career, and you got to figure out what to do, or you're in a tough place in a relationship, or you want to create one, or you're just frustrated or overwhelmed, stressed, or maybe saddened by all the
He
things you've gone
talks
through.
like a wrestler too. He's got that sound in his voice, that steroid sound.
Yeah, the bass.
Then that comeback
He's
story is the
he's
greatest story
bullying
of
you
humanity. We
into
all
like
love somebody
wake the.
who's been
That's what I
knocked
like. I
down.
like
We've all
someone to
been
be like,
knocked down.
hey,
Everyone's
fuck, get it
humbled by
together.
life, but the real secret is
Where
what
did
you do
he
when you get
start?
back
We
down.
gotta
You
do
get back
Tony
up, not just
Robbins
get back to where you
because,
were, and get to a place where you're better than you were. So if that appeals to you, if you like to take charge of
We
those
gotta.
things, then like
I
to
gotta
hear
find
it.
out where
And
he
if you're a business
started.
owner, you can share
Like,
this with your
where-
staff.
I
and
wanna
team.
know
We'll
where
give
these
both
guys
personal
come
development
from.
and professional training, and there's zero
I don't
charge
know.
for it.
We
Click
should
the
do
link
the we have to do the
below.
deep
You'll join
dive.
me on January
We got to put him on the
21st
list.
at 2 p.m.
No, it's
Eastern.
commercial.
You got,
Tony.
we could also, you know, we could do for him. We could.
All over the world.
There's a
We're gonna
documentary
stream this to you.
on
There's,
Netflix about him.
I
Okay.
should say our Facebook group, and also we'll be doing it directly on YouTube
this is
for
all
those that have
sales, yeah.
enrolled. So just
Yeah,
click
come on, man.
below.
What
There's this
Sounds
really
Anybody else
epic
you wanna share this
documentary
with,
because
send
he
it to them. They
charges
can join you on
people.
this program.
So
January 21st,
his thing is
5
he
days
gets
in
you
a
in
row,
for
about
free.
90 minutes a day. To be
And
truthful, I'll probably
like
go 2
the
hours
first
'cause I
caller
just overdo
acknowledged,
it
and
when
I acknowledge
massive
as well,
amount of life. And this is
self-help
my
is
gift to
something
say
that you just get
And if you
addicted
wanna
to.
start the new year right,
And if you have
first
enough
goal,
money,
we'll begin
if you're
together.
making
Thanks so
millions
much
of
for your
dollars,
time.
if you're making
Live
tens
strong,
of
live
thousands
with
of
passion
dollars,
and blessings.
and you feel like it's a mess, you feel like your life is a wreck and days are blurring together, or you just are depressed and don't want to leave, like he gets in there and tells you, tries to motivate you, and then eventually gets you to pay $20, $30, $40, $50,000 to go to these retreats that he has on islands.
Wait, so this costs these? That's what I've been wondering is how these guys drive like Mercedes and shit.
He has,
You know what I mean?
In
Like-
that video, I think it's $5,000 you have to give to get an invitation to his seminar on this island retreat that they're doing, where they like walk on fire. You get to walk on fire too, I think.
Oh, I would
eventually.
do that. Can you get me in that? I'll do that.
We know circus performers that could get us a fire walking setup.
We do. I do know a circus performer. I do know a whole circus thing.
I know a couple.
I think. Here's what I think. If I get rich, if I get my $200,000,
Okay.
I will go to one of these retreats just because I feel like it's like being in a foreign country and learning a foreign language. Immersion.
Yeah.
You gotta have immersion in order to like really get this stuff. But I'm also just curious on like how much it costs.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are the upsells
Oh yeah.
when you're there?
Advanced training, one-on-one training. You like if you get to talk to Lego Head himself, you're paying tens of thousands of dollars to get a session with Tony.
Yeah. That's fucking weird. I just
And
what do you think he says to you?
he just bullies you into doing what you want to do. A lot of it is like selfishness. A lot of it is I don't know. It's just for people that are anxious or wishy-washy. He just like make a decision. So there's a point in that documentary where this woman says, "I have this boyfriend," and he says, "Do you love him?" And she goes, and he says, "Break up with him." And she goes, "What?" And he goes, "Break up with him. You said you didn't say you loved him. What are you doing? What are you wasting your time?" And he makes her call him in the middle of this seminar and break up with him in front of everybody.
That is brutal.
You gotta
man.
see it. He's psychotic, man. He's
You
on
can't
another
break-
level.
You can't. See, that's the thing about these guys that I think I hate more than anything is there really, it seems to me that some of these guys are just willing to tell you, make your decision.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like,
Shit or get off the pot.
yeah. But it's like, people have complicated feelings in relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, there's probably times where, like, you could be like, how do you feel about Katie? And I'd be like, she's fucking annoying.
Sure.
You know what I mean? She's annoying the piss out of me. But that doesn't mean that I don't love her or like her, but that's the first thought that pops into your mind at a certain time in your day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Where it's like, you know, or even my kid, you know? Hey, what do you think about Gwen? I think she's fucking crazy because she wants a Range Rover.
Right.
And she's embarrassed to drive a 2015 Kia Soul. You know, which is crazy.
But, you know, I mean, but a lot of this is preying mostly on the emotions, and it is a high dollar client that they're bargaining for. I mean, the thing about it is he does the same thing as Robert Kiyosaki, where he starts getting into stocks and dividends and assets. He's like, why aren't you living your best life? Why don't you have a rental property that's paying for your rent? You know, he gets into that stuff as well.
Let's look at Tony Robbins on another Huckster's show, Dr. Oz.
Ooh. Hey, was that it? Somebody sent money?
That's a double, that's a big double, this is a double Huckster.
We're back and it's time for another class day.
Whoa!
Tony Robbins is one of the most sought after seminars in the world, and you get to experience it regularly.
God, he's big, dude.
I'm telling you.
It's hack to say he looks like Frankenstein, but I gotta say it, you know?
But it's hard. You gotta have time to go. You gotta be able to go a distance, because I know it was your local time, right? And you gotta get tickets, which is hard to do.
And it's 50 hours.
It's 50 hours.
5 minutes.
So
Wow.
He's known for making lasting change. And I'm gonna ask you if you can combine 50 hours worth of wisdom into 5 or so minutes. So take it away.
All right. So,
All right, here we go.
But just tell me for real fast, what if there's one concern you have, what is it for you?
Anxiety.
Anxiety.
With
What
you.
tends to trigger that?
I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I need to figure out what I'm doing with my life, like right now.
Okay. And so
That's not my anxiety.
Yeah,
That's
what
not
is
how
that?
my anxiety works.
Failure, loss.
Mine is, I think I'm going to die every minute
I've had
of every
losses in
day.
life. I've had losses, you know, from my family.
My wife hates
I've
me,
always been really
and my
success-oriented.
friends hate
Like, I
me,
always wanted to
and
be
everybody that listens to
kind of
Street Fight
overachiever.
only listens to Street Fight because they feel sorry for me.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a good one.
There's my anxiety.
That's a good pity party.
That one is the most. Can I just say? Here,
Yeah, we want to hear. I want to hear some Tony advice.
Let me
so
pause
please
this.
Pause it.
Can I just say that is the most magical thinking that I think I have of all of my anxieties? That thousands of people would listen to me because they feel sorry for me might fucking be the most unrealistic
Yeah, you can't trust
thing.
that thought.
But that is always in my mind. That's always in the back of my mind. That feeling that people listen to me because they feel sorry for me because I'm pathetic.
It's such a dumb shit thing.
It's crazy. It's the craziest thing.
It's like it's failure almost too, like in a sense where how do I succeed and get people on board and invest and make
What
this
is?
world a better
Hold
place
on,
to
pause.
live in.
So this is a TV show, and someone just like, I'm anxious. I'm just like, what do I do right now? that is so vague. That is not. How do you help somebody with that?
Well, then this woman wants people to invest in her business.
It's like, how do I get all of my life together, real quick? What would you say?
Yeah. And then trust his answer.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Like
that's the fucking thing
like
about it.
He knows. He can approximate what you're saying.
That's the thing about it. I mean, it's great you could just say this stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
if Tony Robbins was just like, break up with him, fucking get a new job, just tossing things off. Like literally a person could call me right now. If I was Tony Robbins, a person could call into this show, ask me for advice, and I would answer them. Like that I would answer them with certainty.
Yeah.
That's the motivational thing. But I would never do that because I don't know how to steer your life for you.
Yeah.
Tony does, though.
We say don't believe anything we say, which is the big mistake.
Yeah.
Because and it is, I mean, a lot of it is very simple and basic, but it doesn't ever get down to any sort of details. And Kiyosaki does the same thing where he's just like, why don't you get something that pays you money every single month? And it's like, motherfucker, if I could do that, I would do that before buying an ounce of weed. If you told me...
I would do that before starting a podcast.
Yeah.
You would never fucking hear from me if I had some way to make money.
Right.
That I didn't have to do anything for
Instead of going to work, I bought a hotel, and now I just sit at home while the hotel pays my rent.
Yeah, sometimes I go stay in the hotel.
Yeah, for funsies.
Yeah, it's great.
I get overwhelmed, and right now I'm overwhelmed because I just found out my mom has stage 3 ovarian cancer. And yesterday I was in Toronto with her and literally drove home so I could be here with you. Wow. So I could get
Stay with your
perspective
mom
on it, because I'm trying to stay super positive, but I also have to manage my life.
Yes.
And I live here, so sorting that out.
Let me, in a couple of minutes, let me just introduce all of you to just a simple understanding. Of
One
concept.
thing for all.
Is it all
four.
women?
Targets, things that
It is
Why
on
wasn't there a
this.
guy? It
if
sounds
you're
like
gonna
it's just
get a
now
new
a
result,
guy.
if you're going to grow your business, if you're
But this is
gonna
Dr.
be able to
Oz.
support your
Daytime
mom, if you're gonna
TV.
get rid of the anxiety, if you're going to be
Still
able
not a
to
good look.
overachieve and not have all that fear inside of you, you obviously need to get a new result. You're going to have to get new action. We all know that. You don't get new results with old actions doing the same thing.
That's true. See,
What
he's on to
human
something
beings
there.
Can do, this is a human being, believe it or not. I majored in art. What human beings can do is amazing. What they will do is usually disappointing. It's not because we're not capable of it.
That's right on the
We
money.
don't have new actions because we get in certain emotional states.
He's
that
right.
dominate
He's right
us,
about that.
Like anxiety, like fear of failure, right? Like the fear of the loss of your mother.
I feel like if I
So if you're in a
couldn't
state of
have
fear,
anxiety, I
you're
would
gonna
not
behave
have it.
very
Sure,
differently,
that,
very
I've
different
also
results.
come to understand. I was very into this
Then
stuff,
if you
and
were
then
to
being
place
around
of
people with
being
mental illness, it's like
courageous
that's
or
actually just how they're going to be all the
bold
time.
or connected or playful.
That's something they can't think their
So
way
the
around.
most important key to
Although
changing
I think
your
you,
life
I think you can stop
situation,
saying I hate
to
being
change
alive.
results, you gotta
Awake.
change behavior.
I think
To
you can
change
jump in
behavior, you
before
gotta
that
change
happens.
the emotional state you're in. Now, how do you do that when you don't feel like it, right? Or it feels overwhelming? There are two ways, and I've done this with the greatest athletes in the world. I've done this with 4 different presidents of the United States. I've done it with billionaire clients. All you have to do to change your state is not try to think your way there. Like, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, and do a bunch of affirmations. Your brain's going to go, BS, you are not happy, right? What you need to do is make a radical change in the way you use what we call your physiology.
Communism.
It's a big word. It just means the way you
That
use
would
your
work.
physical body. The way I'm speaking right
You
now,
gotta do
because I got 5
communism.
minutes also, is sped up just a little bit. But if I said to you, there's a depressed person behind curtain number 1 over there, and I'll donate $100,000 to your best charity.
what are we
your favorite
doing here,
charity, if
dude?
you
What
could
are you gonna tell
describe
me
what
to
they're
do?
like physically. Tell me what's their posture like if they're depressed. You tell me.
Slumped over.
Oh God, is he gonna tell me to stand up
Where's your
straight?
Down.
Down. Are they breathing full or shallow?
Shallow.
And are they talking really fast or more slow?
Slow.
Loud or quiet?
Probably quiet.
Now, you're all saying the same thing. How's that possible? Because you've all practiced this crap before, haven't you? But here's what you can find. If you take that same person and you change the tempo at which they move, you bring their shoulders back and change their breathing pattern, if they make a faster
Come on.
gesture, if they speak...
Bring a
more
depressed ass
rapidly,
motmotherfucker out here and
each
show
fires off
us.
a different
Yeah, I
Like a
would love
prize cattle,
and
like
in
you
Yeah.
that
caught one.
state, you will take radically different actions. In fact, I've taught this for 40-something years, 40 years, and about 3 years ago, Harvard finally did a study where they proved what I did worked. And they
What?
called it these power positions. And what they showed was...
Okay.
you stand, everyone
Okay.
can try this.
Yeah,
Stand
stand
up
Now
and
we're
walk.
gonna learn.
Everybody at home can try it as well. So do something really silly. Put both of your hands on your hips like Wonder Woman or Superman or that stuff, right? If you stand like this and you breathe deep for just 2 minutes, what the science found was...
I'm not gonna do that for 2 minutes.
Absolutely increase your testosterone by 20%.
Wait a
Man
minute.
or woman. You'll drop your cortisol, which,
That-
as you know, is the stress hormone, by
It'll
22%,
increase your tea.
and you're 33% more likely to take
You're about
action
to have
like
some
you wouldn't
tea.
before, because fear would have stopped you. Now, I don't have people just stand like this. I have people move, use their voice. Make
I need
radical
less
changes in
testosterone,
their bodies.
though.
You can have a seat just to get a feel. I know we're short on time, but you can try it later, and you'll feel it after 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Or, you know, somebody who's...
I looked
you know,
up
put their arms
vitamin
back
D
like this, their
yesterday,
feet up, that'll produce the same
and it tried
state.
to. The
It
first
produces
result
more
was
certainty in you.
testosterone.
And that
Cool.
certainty-
I'm going with that instead.
So if you...
Maybe I will.
on a
Maybe I'll take
situation,
some
you think of
tea.
the worst scenario. Your mom dying.
All
You know
right.
my business goes under.
All right, you want to take a call?
Yeah, stand tall. That didn't really deliver.
It doesn't deliver for me. I'm not gonna stand. I mean, stand up
do-
and breathe is
That does help. You're right.
like Superman. Breathing helps, I think.
It does absolutely.
But I
know
find
that
it
one.
to be better when you lay down, you don't cross any of your body parts or limbs, and you stare at the ceiling and breathe.
But you don't know. You're not aspirate. No one is aspiring to achieve your state of existence.
Oh, my state.
I don't want your advice on how to breathe. I don't think you know it. I don't think you're an expert. You're no Tony Robbins.
I don't. You're right. But I do. I am a guy that like that's what I was told by a therapist. Like I had this hippie therapist years ago, and he told me never cross. Like, don't cross your legs, don't cross your arms, lay flat.
That sounds like...
He also wanted me to lay... He said not to wear clothes. And, like, it was just lay down naked and breathe. And I was like, that gives me anxiety just thinking about it. Being naked, you know? Mm-hmm. That's scary.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is kind of the natural way of being.
No, not for me.
It's how we were made.
But my parents put clothes on me right when I was born. They had a shirt hanging. They had a shirt holding up. When I popped out, it went right on me.
Sure. All right, let's get into a call. They've been waiting for long enough. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Let's get motivated tonight.
Hey, what's up? This is Kudzu Gardens. Nico, what's going on, y'all?
What's up, Nico? How's it going tonight?
Hey, chillin'. I have to be kind of vague with some of these details, but I'm working with housing justice, and we're trying to organize a big apartment complex, and we're not real public with it yet. But one of our members is just a terrific researcher, and she found this landlord their company's YouTube channel, which is just filled with all kinds of this get motivated stuff. In fact, one of our other members made a super cut of some of the more choice language they used about getting tenants out. And anyway, one of the guys references Rich Dad, Poor Dad quite a bit. Big landlord guy. So anyway, landlord YouTube is pretty. It's a thing. It's pretty crazy.
How do you?
A lot of get motivated folks on there.
I mean, it's funny because Rich Dad Poor Dad does talk about how sometimes people aren't going to pay, and that's just part of the job. But I mean, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki is also, he thinks being a landlord is his passion. It's the best thing he can do. It's what he was born to do, was own passive rental properties. And so I can see why landlords would get super into them, you know? And like, oh
yeah,
it just sucks that they like, I mean, and you know, I don't see Rich Dad Poor Dad as like a super positive thing, but no. that they don't see it, that they're like, yeah, man, you know, like evicting somebody and handing them the book as they leave the house, as they gather their things. It sounds like really weird. It just is really weird for landlords to be into this positive mental attitude stuff, you know?
Yeah, I mean, these guys bought a really crappy apartment complex on the cheap, and they're planning to renovate it, kick out a bunch of the tenants, and replace them with, you know, a whole different class of folks. I mean, they've even said this in their YouTube videos.
Is there a chance that's, I mean, like, are they in an area that, like, that'll happen in?
The way that they phrase it in one of their videos is that this is right in between a really nice area and a really bad area. And it's just an enormous apartment complex that they plan to do some real superficial tweaks to, and then eventually they're going to turn around and sell it once they raise the rental value so that they're getting more money from the tenants. They want to raise the rent by about $200. And they are still serving eviction papers right now during COVID, despite the moratorium. They're still able to evict people.
What's the YouTube account?
Just to kind of,
he's got.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be quiet on that right now while before we're public on that. But I am definitely gonna send you the link as soon as we're public, because I would love for you guys to have some fun with it. It's pretty wild. It's so gross the way that they talk about, people's lives and people's living situations. So,
yeah, we actually a long time ago watched a few. I don't even think I brought it to the show, but there were some videos about these landlord videos, and they had all of the vibes of these motivational speakers too, but they were just saying the most vile shit,
Yeah, they were in Cleveland or something, right?
Yes, they were in Cleveland.
There's a Cleveland influencer real estate agent that is an absolute piece of shit. We're gonna have to look him up.
And it's so funny because they don't actually do any real work. These guys are like, when they say passive income, they are lazy as fuck, and they want to collect that money. They want to collect those rent checks with the least amount of work as possible. So,
yeah, I mean the whole rich dad poor dad system is basically like he plainly says in the book, the world is becoming one between the haves and the have-nots. America's on the decline. It's the rich versus the poor. What are you going to be, rich or poor? Like he's really into like dominating people with rental properties.
Cool. That's just like class fascism right there.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, thanks so much for taking my call. I'm excited about this, guys. I'm really pumped. This winter's been brutal. I think a lot of people are feeling like a lack of motivation.
Sure. We all need it. Here, I'm gonna pull a doodad card for you from the deck. Here's what you did.
Awesome.
Instead of spending your money on an asset or passive income.
Sure.
It says rumor of layoff. Go back to school for added skills. Pay $220 for tuition and books.
$220?
Yeah. What world?
I got to go to that school. I wish I would have went to them for college.
I'm going to collect the unemployment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just start getting unemployment.
Yeah, rumors of layoffs.
There's a rumor of a layoff. Shit, I got to go to school, god damn it.
$250 school, man. Thanks for calling, buddy.
Well, I'm going to go register for classes, guys. See y'all.
For $250.
All right. For people just tuning in, this is the Get Motivated stream. We are doing a audio series for the month of February, going into March as well. We're going to listen to motivational speakers. And if you're in the chat right now and you want to share any bullshit con artist, motivational salespeople, we'll take a look at them. Tony Robbins didn't work for you? Not your guy?
No. Well, I mean, I do think there is something to acting positive might make you more positive. I think there might be something to that. Like imposter syndrome's the wrong word. It's something like, it's not imposter syndrome. It's like fake it till you make it. Could be something to that.
But even listen, at the beginning of the show, you laid out all the reasons that your life is great. Like, instead of finding reasons to prove that it's bad, what if you were just like, fuck yeah, man, I got it good, and just smiled? Like, what if you were McConaughey about it?
I mean, I can't picture that, though. That's the thing. I can't, like, get into just the mind state.
You did it, like, but you have it, though. Like, everything should be chillaxing.
It should be. I fully realize that I should be the most laid back dude in the world and not care about shit. But for some reason, it's the anxiety really that's the problem, because it's it fills itself up. You know what I'm saying? So with the anxiety, you get anxiety about something, and then you get anxiety about getting anxiety, and then it just circles until you can somehow beat it.
Yeah.
Which I just, for whole periods of times I beat it, but then it comes back and I have to deal with it over time. I'm in it right now.
I have to admit that I feel like all of my stuff can be beaten. I do feel like I have the tools to beat my stuff. Even though it does get to me, I usually know how to get myself out of the mess. And that's unique to me. I don't think that's just my experience. So that is why I do have a disconnect sometimes with, the way that you feel about things.
Right. I wish I could beat the anxiety. I really do. And I have gone through sometimes a year where I didn't have it. But then I've, gone through, this has been probably for the past 4 months or something like that. It's been constant,
Yeah.
And I'm fighting that currently. And it's tough. I don't know how to win.
Yeah.
And I just keep saying, like, you're fine, everything's okay. And it's like, it's like maybe when I can go out and do stuff again, maybe when I could take a 50,000 step walk, maybe then I'll feel better. But as of right now, it's been, since it's been cold out, it's been tough. That's when the anxiety really showed up,
Yeah.
was right there at the end of November.
Yeah. The chat is zeroing in on somebody, which I think is a good one to pivot to, because on the Robert Kiyosaki audiobook that I watched, there was somebody that made a post that said, hey, I'm watching this in 2018. I'm going to check back every single year, once a year, to let you know how close I am to making $1 million. And they didn't check back the second time.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, man.
They didn't check back the second time. What's his, sorry that we lost the chat. It went too high. Who was that?
Dave Ramsey.
Andy Schenkel said we should talk about Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is somebody that has been a part of my life. People I'm related to are also convinced that Dave Ramsey, in a matter of 3 to 4 years, can make you a millionaire.
Okay, well,
He offers some sort of fantastical way of thinking that promises like a magical bullet to make all of your debt go away, and all of a sudden you're making money without doing anything.
All right, I got a video here called 5 Things That Will Make You Wealthy. Dave Ramsey rant.
I want to be wealthy.
I mean, first of all, wealth is like a generational thing, and it's like I don't think you can just be wealthy.
No.
You
can't fight your way into comfortability.
I mean, you could be rich.
Now, the stuff we teach here and have for almost 30 years is proven.
Oh.
It's no longer an opinion.
All right.
Is it?
Well, there you go. It's fact.
Robbins said the same
I
thing.
agree with Dave Ramsey's advice.
I've done this for
which would
40
make you
years. They proved it in
wrong.
college.
And I know you're right.
That's a baller way to say, though.
Basement. You're looking for clickbait using my name. I understand that, but you're wrong.
He got us.
And it's always humorous to me to see people who are broke on Twitter ragging on the advice that I give.
Okay. We're doing it on Twitch.
Yeah, we're on Twitch doing it, and I'll probably do it on Twitter later.
Deeply in student loan debt, writing an article about me. That's humorous.
I think you seem affected by it, though, Dave.
We talking bones in the body or something?
Here's the advice that we give you.
It's affected.
If you do these
He's
5
affected
things
by that stuff.
He's hurt.
From the Bible and from your grandmother.
The Bible?
What?
Common sense. You will win with money 100% of the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, I don't know exactly how long.
I want to do
What does
Dave
that
Ramsey
mean?
on this
And I
show.
don't know what
We have
win
Tom
with
come on
money
and talk
will
Dave
mean,
Ramsey.
That's a good
because
idea.
I cannot predict
He had
the
his own
outcome,
guy.
Oh, that's
and I
right.
cannot
messaged
predict
him.
the tragedy that you will have to overcome.
I was
But
messaging him
subject to your
today. He's
income
checking
to
on
tragedy
me.
ratio, to the extent you do these 5 things, you will win with money. You will become wealthy in North America. If you will do these 5 things over and over again.
Okay.
I'm wealthy on the
ready.
dark web,
Number
dog.
one,
I don't need to be
have a
wealthy in
written
America.
Plan, a budget. Jesus said, don't build a tower without first counting the cost, lest you get halfway up and you're unable to finish, and all who see you begin to mock you and say, this man began to build. No one
Put it on a t-shirt.
began to build and was unable to finish.
What?
No one accidentally wins.
No, I did.
Yeah.
That's actually how we got where we are, was an
Like
accident.
Dave Ramsey's advice. It's
called failing
Give a
upward.
crap. You're wrong.
Oh, you should have used the F
You
word.
have to do
What's with the mic? Why you look like a
game
coach?
plan with money, or you're gonna lose.
He looks
Second
like
thing
he's
is you
trying
gotta
to
get
sell
out
me
of debt.
insurance.
Your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. And when you spend your whole freaking
Nope.
life giving your money to banks who fill up the skyline and have furniture nicer than yours, that makes you stupid.
The bank's furniture is not nicer than
like
mine.
that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I've never been looking at the
When you
bank
don't have any
furniture like,
payments,
wow,
you
can
know
I
what
get
you've
that at
got?
home?
money. Do I care if you get out of debt? Yes, I want you to win.
Okay.
I want you to have a
Thanks,
great
Dave.
life.
I believe. And
But
hey,
do I care
thanks,
if
Coach.
you agree with me? No. I don't care if you agree with me.
You do.
If you don't agree with
He
me
seems
about
to
this money
care.
stuff, you're what's known as wrong. I've been doing this longer than most of my critics. They were peeing in their diaper while I was doing this stuff.
That isn't anything,
They're
though.
wrong. Live on less than you make. Number
Nope.
3.
Nope, I will not do that.
In the
That's
house
not a
of
good
the wise
idea.
are stores of choice food and oil, but a foolish man devours all that he has. If you
That's
spend everything
crazy.
you make, you're a fool.
That's crazy.
Well, Dave, you don't know about my situation in America.
Tomorrow
Daily
isn't
wages are
promised,
stagnant.
man.
So why are they stagnant at your house? You know
Because
where
they're
wages
stagnant.
are stagnant? On people who are stagnant. You're only got stagnant wages if you decide to stay there and keep getting those wages. This is not Russia. You can quit. I don't like how much Walmart pays. I don't like how much McDonald's pays. So don't work there, stupid.
Oh, this
Go
is
to work for
tough.
somebody else.
What?
Rico
I like how my company
2K13 says
treats
my
me, so
brother's wife
leave."
forced him to read a Dave Ramsey book before she would marry him.
That is
He had to
fucked up.
cram pages the day before the I do's. Yeah, that's been a lot of this too. Rich Dad Poor Dad. People have said like their dad forced them to play the board game like every single week until they understood financial competence or whatever. And Dave Ramsey is another one that people are like, it's pretty simple to just make a lot of money.
I mean, it's fucked
in
up
North
to
America.
Get somebody to listen to this guy. This guy's brutal.
This guy's
man.
bad, yeah.
This might be my favorite one we've listened to.
He's good.
I love him.
Go be somebody. There's no reason that you have to be
wanna
stuck
be
somewhere
somebody.
because some liberal journalist said you were
Sorry, I love that
stuck.
song.
You're not stuck.
Did you hear that?
What do you say?
You're stagnant. Be somebody. There's no reason that you have to be stuck somewhere because some liberal journalist said you were stuck. You're not
I'm sorry,
stuck.
that's us. We didn't mean to say that
Stagnant.
you're stuck in your job.
Don't
and
be
that,
stagnant.
No, the world's stagnant.
yeah, that's a
what
pretty
we say.
stagnant world we're
pond
in.
water does, it grows scum on top. You don't want
Nobody
to be
can
stagnant.
win.
You get
Like,
scummy.
not everyone can win.
You
This
need
is
to
the
go
problem.
Be somebody. You need
He's
to leave
right,
the
though.
cave,
We're
kill
scummy.
something and drag it home.
And stagnant.
You need
He
to
said if you're
decide that
stagnant,
my
you
life
get
is
scummy.
Not good enough the way it is, and so I am going to control the controllables. I am going to change some things. Because guess what? Nobody in Washington's going to fix your life. Santa Claus doesn't live there, baby.
Santa
Have you
Claus
noticed that
fixes
the Democrats
lives?
and the Republicans, neither
No,
one could
he
freaking
just brings
add.
you like a whistle.
Have you ever had any of them send you money?
Yeah,
No.
George Bush
They are not going
sent
to
me
fix your
$300.
freaking life.
I got 6 of
You
them.
are
Donald
gonna
Trump
fix your
sent us
life.
money
Yeah.
Get
too.
on a
So yes,
plan.
they've
You're
sent
gonna
us
get out of
money
debt. You're gonna
actually.
live on less than you make, and then you're going to save some money. You know how rich people get rich? They save money.
That's not true at all. That's not true.
I don't know if I agree with Dave Ramsey's investment assumptions. I don't give a crap if you agree with my investment assumptions. You know
This
what
guy's
my
got
investment
moxie.
assumption is? My assumption is you're going to be broke until you save money. That's my assumption. You need to get up off your assumption and go do something.
Oh,
You need
he
get
meant
up
to
off
say
your
ass.
assumption
He
and
was
start
saying
investing
ass.
some
Yeah,
money.
assumption.
100% of the people that don't save money don't
God,
have
he's
any.
got body language
Wow,
like you
how's
wouldn't
that for
believe.
insight?
I mean,
This
you're
is
looking
people
at
that
it.
really
Doesn't
want to
take
get
a
yelled at by
freaking
their
rocket
dad.
scientist to figure this
This is
out.
something. I told you, goddamn it! Check the fucking oil. Check the fucking oil. That's what I told you a million times.
It's not your expense
Just
ratio.
hands in his
It's
fucking
not no
armpit,
load versus
looking
load.
mad as
It's
hell.
not your nerdy, twisted up, toxic butt opinion about some investment. Your problem with your investments is you don't have any.
Hey,
That's the problem with your
I got some
investments.
Bitcoin.
100%.
I tried to get Dogecoin, but my bank won't hooked up to Robinhood.
A lot. Some people do it poorly in a stupid money market account and make no money on their money. Others
Stupid.
do it
That's
wisely in
stupid.
mutual funds that outperform the S&P or real
Yeah.
estate that they
Yeah,
pay cash for.
that's something I was thinking about
Outperforms the
doing.
S&P.
I'm always like,
Others
I'm
are
always
just passive
shooting
and
the
do
breeze with my
S&P.
boys. Like, I'm
And
glad
they'll
I'm in
write
mutual
books about it, and I'll have a
funds.
freaking opinion and make
I'm
money
tired. I
off
don't
of
go to
you
work
while you're
anymore. I just take all my
stagnant.
money and put it in
That's
mutual funds, and I don't have
Don't
to
be
go to work
stagnant.
anymore. It's the best.
Invest money, save money. You know how you're going to do that? You're going to be on a plan. You're going to get up out of debt. You're going to live on less than you make, and voila, there is
Well,
money
that's what
in the
you
budget.
think.
It's
I'm not
called
going to do
margin,
any of
baby.
that stuff.
And now you got the money to be rich. You got to act like rich people, and that's not go spend a bunch of money, moron. Because rich people don't go spend a bunch of money.
See, then
Oh,
they
go
do.
spend money.
Yeah,
I'm
what
acting
do-
like rich people? No,
we
you're
wanna
acting like a
spend it.
moron.
We don't
not-
want to
Ferraris
just.
aren't rich people.
We don't
That's
want to
the
die with $1
ultra-rich.
million. We want to spend $1 million before we
If you're a
die.
millionaire, that's a seven. I mean,
He just said you don't buy a Ferrari if you're a millionaire.
Why are you a millionaire then?
Rip people off.
Why would I?
That's
There's
just
no.
liberal nonsense.
Oh.
Rich people don't rip people off. They didn't get
What?
rich by
Wait.
ripping people off.
Okay,
That's
no,
just
that's not true.
stupid. Don't be stupid. It makes you look bad.
You're
Don't do
stupid.
He's stupid.
You don't know how it goes. You're getting
You'll
ripped
invest
off.
and you live on less
The
than you
rich
make,
people
and you
are
have a
ripping
plan,
us off.
Then you can do the last one. It's the most fun you'll ever have with money. You can be outrageously generous, randomly generous.
And you could have a Ferrari,
Lavishly
but that's
generous.
fucked up that you
But
tell
broke
me if I
people
get
can't
rich,
do
I
that.
can't have a
'Cause
Ferrari.
they
Oh, this
sit
guy
around
is
and discuss
psychotic.
their investment
Yeah, I
plans
wanna
while
find
they
some more of
invest
this.
nothing.
He's,
people
you know,
smoking
that
weed
God
discussing
stuff
the
though
meaning of
really
life.
just builds up the shame factor.
Wait a minute, he just went in on you there.
What do you say?
That because they sit around and discuss their investment philosophies while they invest nothing. It's like people smoking weed discussing the meaning of life. They ain't getting nothing done.
You got me. You got me dead to right.
You ain't getting nothing done, dude.
I'm close. I feel like I almost got the meaning of life. I'm like 0.9% there.
Man, I want to listen to some more of these for sure.
Dave Ramsey's a baller.
Wait, how do I stop living paycheck to paycheck? By
Okay.
Dave Ramsey. Which that's something I need.
Crystal's in Anchorage. Hey, Crystal, how are you?
Hi, good. Thanks so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Currently, my husband and I have no debt
Looks like
except
a
for
coach.
a little bit of a car payment and our mortgage.
Go bite your hand off.
We've got a steady income, but we
You think he wants to
kind
be a
of
coach?
struggle just getting by
With
check
the
to check
Eagle shirt
and
on.
wondering what is the best way to kind of get out of
Coach's
that
like
rut.
headset.
What's your income?
Oh, about about $72,000 a year.
Okay. How much your house payment?
$1,700.
How much your car payment?
What?
I do about $300 a month on it.
What do or what do
You
you
would
pay?
do? What's your car payment? You have a payment amount.
Yeah, I do about $300 a month on it. I go a little bit extra.
Okay, but I mean, your car payment is actually, if you don't do,
Damn,
what's the
dude.
actual
About
payment?
$210.
About.
that's what
She's
I'm asking.
about.
All right, good.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so that's okay because the extra is a choice. You know, and that's not a bad choice because we're going to get your car paid off. That's
Right.
going to be something we're going to do here in a minute. But we're
Oh,
going to put a
about
lot more
to.
than
Okay.
300 on it. But anyway, all right. So you're not giving me any numbers here that are causing my brain to explode like you've got major problems, which means that you're probably like most people, including me, when I first started this, in that by not having really good organization with my money and every detail laid out,
That's true.
the chaos
I don't
eats
have
these
that.
dollars for
Yeah,
breakfast.
that is
And
true.
so,
Actually,
written
I'm going to agree with Dave on that. My chaos is
will
what
make
eats
you
all my
feel like
money.
You've gotten a raise because I'll give you an example. If you, how often you guys get paid? Twice a month?
I'm all tied up in humidifiers right
Okay,
now.
so a
Part of my
take-home
money.
paycheck is how much?
A lot of labor.
$3,000.
Okay, so we got $6,000 minus house payment minus car payment.
Well, you're
is
making good money. I would take
that's
that.
$2,000.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got $4,000 left.
What are you spending that on?
Does that feels kind
Starbucks.
of weird, doesn't it?
Probably Starbucks.
Some coffee and
Like
avocado
right this
toast.
second, you're asking yourself. I know I got water, and I know I got to buy
Electricity
some, and I know I've got electricity, and I know I've got food.
Have you considered
and I know I've got
eating
some
your own
insurance I gotta
toenails?
buy here
Yeah,
and
the
there.
food
dinner.
is
But
the
you're
food
starting
is
to ask
kind of
yourself,
pricey.
Where the flips
The
this
food
money
is not
going?
cheap.
And that's kind of what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to get on a game plan, and when you get on a budget, you are going to feel like you got a raise.
And Crystal, I'm going to tell you, as I started off on Dave's plan some almost 16 years ago,
geez.
that is exactly what was the thing that was the awakening for me.
He's just
I was
saying
doing
to-
too much
to
stupid
write
in grocery
down
stores and in restaurants. And
what
so
you're-
getting down
write
to
it
the
down.
root of it, you take
That's
a
his
look,
whole
get
thing.
some bank statements out. Go back
Well,
and
yeah,
look
just
at the
plan-
last 3
plan to
months
do
and find
something
out
else
that
besides
category
waste
where
it all
you're
on
bleeding
crap.
money. And
But if you
it
don't
could be
have
online
money,
shopping.
writing
could
it
be
down is
grocery
just going to
stores.
show
It
you
could
that you
be
don't
eating
have
out.
money.
Whatever it is,
I
you're gonna
hate
do an
seeing I
analysis.
don't
You're
have
gonna
money.
see it.
But you
But you
cannot
can't-
manage money with a rearview mirror.
You-
Right.
Yeah, you
Can't
have
wait
to
till
know
it's
where
over
you're at.
and then go, wow. That didn't work.
No.
You have to tell it what to do before it leaves, on paper, on purpose.
But I am also, I'm not good with money either. I just, my only plan was make more than I can recklessly spend.
That's exactly right. And I was just going to say, with that, when you find that trouble spot, go to the cash envelopes on it. I'm telling you. Having the budget like Dave's talking about beforehand, and then having the cash.
I do use this system.
What's a cash envelope?
It's going to feel like you gave yourself a raise because guess what? You did.
Yeah. The envelope system is where when you get paid, you break down all the money that you make and you distribute it into envelopes.
Start using that budgeting app.
So like if you're only going to spend $100 for entertainment for the whole month, you put that in an envelope and then you take the cash out and spend it on entertainment. When it runs out, find something else to do that's free.
What's free that you can do?
I don't know. Board games?
Those cost money. Everything costs money. You know?
I mean, just something at home, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. $100 for your entertainment seems terrible to me. That seems like not enough for a whole month.
Well, sure.
You know?
Yes.
I think you need about $400 for your entertainment.
Sure, you could pick whatever's right for you.
For food, you need about $400 a week.
Well, that's including takeout?
Yeah,
that's
mostly.
takeout.
That's mostly takeout. You know, you order food these days and get it delivered to your house. You're looking at $80 a lot of times for 3 people. It doesn't matter what you fucking do. Especially since I eat all of my meals off of Goldbelly.
Yeah, that's not a good way to get groceries.
I like to have regional favorites.
It's not a good grocery plan.
But I love to have a regional favorite. It's very nice. Oh, these guys are depressing. This guy bummed me out there.
Really?
I like it when he's yelling at me. He was too cool there. Maybe we'll find Dave Ramsey rant. Another Dave Ramsey rant.
You want to see him go off on somebody?
That's what I like. That's what was getting me. That's what was like making me believe in God and other stuff. 10 epic Dave Ramsey rants. Oh, here we go, listeners. I found one. Let's go right into it. I think you're going to like this one.
All right, look.
Oh, did it just lock up on me?
Uh-oh, he's thinking.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
Your number one wealth building tool is your income.
Thanks. That's helpful.
All of the millionaires that we interview, unless they inherited the money, which is very, very few of them.
No, you're full of shit, my dude.
Did it by
all of them.
saving and investing their income. They did not give their income to Sally Mae. They did not give their income to Best Buy. They don't get screwed around and give their income to Lexus and Toyota.
This guy's a
Ford
fool.
And General
He thinks
Motors
that
and
millionaires
American Distress
earned it.
and MasterCard. Who named that anyway? It's a mathematical
American Distress and MasterCard.
You don't have it anymore. Is this hard? This is hard, isn't it?
It's hard.
And when you give your income away, you have given up your economic future.
This guy's version of being rich sucks.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Screen,
I feel bad about it.
And listen, let me just tell you. Here's the deal. You know, of the number of people that start
He's like,
college,
rich people don't
graduate,
enjoy it. They aren't having a good
52%.
time. They're making money. You fucking idiots.
Said the other 48% that are sitting at home with no freaking degree, but by God, they got the student loan debt. And you know how you get rid of Sally Mae? You either pay her off in full or you die. That's the only way that woman goes away.
I'll take
it's
the
not
death.
Bankruptable. It is not an investment in yourself to borrow, even if it is an
What an
investment. We don't
asshole.
borrow money for investments. We don't borrow money for investments. I don't teach people to borrow money. The borrower is
You
slave
should.
to the lender. That's what this math says. When you give up your income, when you give your income away, you have nothing. All the money goes in. All the money goes out. But by God, we're sitting around counting our Discover points. Oh, we got airline miles. Oh, Sally Mae's been with us for 15 freaking years.
Why does he hate Sally Mae so
In
much?
our spare
Freddie
bedroom.
Mac was in there too.
All
Yeah.
because we
I
collect
think
Freddie
Freddie
Mac
Mac
says.
has mortgages.
Why it's
though.
bad.
Oh.
It's bad because it's stupid and you're normal. 70% of the Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Okay, thank you.
No, it's not. You have a horrible understanding of the world.
You sit like a rat in a wheel, run. Why? Because student loans are an investment and I'm going to Best Buy. This is just stupid.
Yeah, both of those things.
I went to college so I could get a Best Buy car.
Yeah.
Really, seriously, you've got to stop it.
First thing you learn in college is to get a good Best Buy credit limit, man.
Almost zero.
Here's
Good
the
Lord. I'll get airline
this,
miles.
you know,
Said
there's
no
something
millionaire
insidious
ever.
about this,
Really?
and it works with him
Millionaires
and
do. I've met with thousands
Kiyosaki,
and thousands
and that
of
they
millionaires.
say
I've never
everybody
met one
that
said,
goes to
"You know,
work
Dave,
is
I make my
stupid.
money with my airline
And so when
miles.
you start
All those
listening to
discover
them,
points
it's kind of a
brought me through
QAnon
financially.
thing,
Hey, let's
where
do the
you
math,
see the
okay?
world
You know
for
how
the
you get
way it
$1,000
really
back
is.
from Discovery?
And everybody you work with is a fucking moron, the biggest piece of shit loser, because they show up to get a paycheck, and you know that like the income is your freedom ticket out of this.
Yeah.
You know.
Ludicrous. But everybody's counting their dadgum points, and everybody's trying to figure out some way I'm getting up.
This guy's got like this other idea about people that they have airline points and shit.
Yeah, no one has airline
Furniture's
points.
nicer than yours. You ought to have.
I couldn't fly on an
a clue by
airplane
now.
until
At
the business
car,
paid
I got
for
a
it.
car payment bigger than your house payment. Some of you. Average car payment in America now is $499. That's suspiciously like $500. If you take $500 a month and invest it from age 30 to age 70, you'll have, would you believe it? You're going to have over $5 million. And you scratch.
You believe it? You ain't gonna have a car.
You're gonna be You're gonna be 70 years old with $5 million. What could you ever do that would be worth it?
Driving a dadgum $1 million car.
I am anti-retirement. I realize that I don't think saving money for later in life is a good idea at all, because none of it's guaranteed.
And you could die.
And you are going to have limited function. You cannot do anything with your money when you're old.
Around eating Skittles and
I mean,
watching
Screech from
Oprah
Saved by the Bell is 44 years old.
Right.
And died. And he probably saved for retirement.
Imagine he took $500 a month every single month to save it for something stupid. To have $5 million when he was 70.
Completely out of control. I mean, the number of people I've talked to just today with $25,000 and $30,000 owed on their stupid car. It's a car. Good God, it's a car.
What do you drive,
What does it do? It
motherfucker?
takes you from here to there. Now, I don't mind you having a $25,000 car. All of my cars cost more than $25,000.
Well, there you go.
For them, and they're a very small percentage of my life, a very small percentage of my income. Think.
What are you making?
Seriously.
Yeah, sure.
What kind of money you
Credit
got?
cards, stupid.
Dave?
Stupid. Student loans, stupid. Car payments, stupid on steroids. Borrowing money on your house to put granite countertops in. Somebody ought to smack you. That's stupid.
What?
It's stupid. You have to stop and think.
This guy's
again.
really thinking
Because you're
about like
killing yourself.
upper middle
Make
class
enough
people
money
and not
to
really
retire
like
a
anybody
millionaire
under
or
that.
This is NPR money
You
advice.
make enough money that your kid ought
This
to
is
have
for
a
people that
college
have
fund fully funded,
$100,000
and they can
in
go to school
available
without being
assets.
part of the freaking student loan crisis. But by God, you had to have a bass boat, so you're.
Hey, I'm with you in the chat. I can't see the name, but my car also costs about $13,000, and I'm in 6 years to pay it off.
Master Blastoise.
Yeah, I'm in the same place.
Walking around in grown-up bodies. Adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. This ridiculous, impulsive nature.
We're children. That's Street Fight's whole thing.
I'm a kid.
Children.
Be a
yeah.
kid.
It's out
Let
of
somebody else do the
control,
grown-up
guys.
stuff.
We've got to
It
stop
sucks.
this.
Look how miserable he is.
Killing you.
I know.
It's killing
He
you.
feels like
Well,
he's
I'm sitting
dying.
over here
I do not want to be associated
like
with
it's
you.
dead
I
to
think that
nothing.
like you seem like a
And some of
crazy
you are sitting
person.
there broke. Why?
I don't
And
want to
then
be
going,
this
"Oh, they'll borrow money at
exasperated
Best
while
Buy." Oh, geez,
judging
they're
how
gonna kill
people
you.
get by.
Seriously. I'm going to go borrow, get a student loan and invest in myself.
Yeah, I'm going to get a student loan. You're 18 when you get the fucking thing.
Left-handed puppetry. That's just
There isn't a lot of options to make a good living without the degree too.
People, you have to think. Quit giving your most powerful wealth-building tool away. It's your
Oh,
income.
fuck this guy.
You're making
Yeah,
everybody
fuck this
else
guy.
rich.
We have to do Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, we're going to do Dave Ramsey. And yes, it's the Kia Soul. I bought it used too. It's a 2015 Kia Soul I bought used and spent all that time. You want to take this call and wrap it up here,
We'll take the
you
last
think?
call, and wrap this thing up. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, we're doing Get Motivated on our Patreon bonus feed for $5 a month. You get access to that over at patreon.com/streetfightradio. Tomorrow night, we're going to record the first episode with Kate Raft from the Hot and Rich Show. That'll be debuting at patreon.com/streetfightradio next Friday.
There is a Dave Ramsey video called Millennials Like Socialism.
Okay, we got
maybe I'll do that on the episode.
We got to do a Ramsey show, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do a Ramsey episode. He seems great.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Let's get motivated tonight.
Hey, what's going on?
Just watching Dave Ramsey right now, who I love to get yelled at by. So there's that.
I think this applies to Dave Ramsey as well. I'm going to pull a useless doodad. These are the things that, make your existence enjoyable in any sort of way, but they consider them all a nuisance. So for your doodad, you got buy a food processor, pay $150.
Damn.
Must be a Cuisinart.
And it's got to be something really nice.
That's way more expensive than any food processor should be.
I know. I bought a Ninja with a food processor on it, and I think it was like $128 or something like that. Now I'm probably lying. Somebody will look it up, and it's like, actually, that thing's $250. I bought it around stimulus time when really money doesn't matter as much,
Yeah, stimmy money isn't real money.
Yeah, you get like 24. You get those stimulus. When I got that stimulus, it was like, I forget what it was. It was like $5,000, I think. It was, maybe it wasn't. It was 1,200 times 2 and then 600 for the kid. Whatever it was. I got that money and I didn't check my bank account once for like a week. And I just kept buying shit. And it was like, this isn't even real money. This is the stimulus money, which Dave Ramsey would yell at me for. Yeah. I'm sure of that.
You could have taken that $1,200 and had $1 million when you were 79 years old.
But $1 million that you don't get to buy a Ferrari with.
You can't spend it on a Ferrari. Yep.
I can't. If I get rich, I want you all to know this. If I somehow won the lottery tomorrow and got like $500 million or something like that, I fully believe I'd be broke before I died.
Yeah.
Because I just want, if I got rich, I want to spend all the money. Like, that's the reason to make it. So what's going on tonight?
Yeah, so I wanted to tell you guys about lesser known probably or unknown motivational speaker that we once had to deal with at work. So we had like an all company meeting and this guy called Antarctic Mike came in to talk to us.
Okay.
So Antarctic Mike has this backstory where he was he seems like a weird dude who was making good money in a sales job, and one day saw a book about the explorer Shackleton and his Antarctic expedition. And so Antarctic Mike decided that he wanted to run a marathon in Antarctica.
Okay.
And while training for this, he realized that Shackleton must be a great leader. So he goes through this Mike is in Southern California too. So Mike has to train for this Antarctic marathon.
Yeah.
While running laps inside a freezer, counting out 1,000 laps at a time, trying to train for this. The guy's out there.
Yeah.
And so he comes back, decides now he's fit to be a leadership coach and a motivational speaker. So the company I worked for was having a really good year financially, but they were having it because they were overworking us. So everyone was just miserable. And management was too busy counting their own money to notice. So Mike gets up there and he's talking about how you have to follow your passion like he did. And whatever you're doing with your life, you have to be willing to, run those laps in the freezer. And meanwhile, everyone's just sitting there being oh God, this sucks. We don't like what we're doing. This is not our work, is not our passion.
Yeah.
And then he gets into the point where he's talking about leadership and some of Shackleton's leadership principles. And we're oh, hey, the reason that we're miserable is because our leaders suck. And you could kind of feel at one point the mood in the room turn. People started asking Mike questions about how he what it was like to leave his job and how he dealt with bad leaders.
Yeah.
And our managers were getting so uncomfortable. So in the next month, we had 4 people quit. And this is a small company, maybe only 60 people.
Antarctic Mike.
We had 4 people quit. and they cited how much like Mike made them like realize they needed to get out.
He's got it.
So we've never had another motivational speaker again. And I still have some book that Mike calls the Penguin Principle that I've never read.
That is amazing.
That is the fucking funniest thing.
He motivated people.
Yeah, they should get your job should get their money back from Antarctic Mike.
Yeah, they owe him. They should give the personal information of the 4 people that quit as like sales leads for his system.
They paid like $15,000 to fly this dude in to Alabama from Southern California and stay and do this one-day talk and have 4 people quit as their reward.
Is it like a white collar type job?
Yeah. Like
Jesus
it's like a medical technology company.
I'm going to tell you, none of my jobs ever had one of these people roll in, ever. Because I think, like, the cable guys would have been like, well, some of them would have been like, I love you, Antarctic Mike. But there would have been a decent amount of them like, shut the fuck up, Antarctic Mike. You know?
Right.
Like they just don't even, like, a lot of times with the more blue collar type work, they also just don't give you any time to do anything. They want you to be doing the work, you know?
Yeah.
God, that's so funny.
This was like, oh, well, we're just happy to not be sitting in front of spreadsheets all fucking day, and then we'll eat boxed lunches and listen to this weird dude talk about running laps in a freezer.
God, I would have loved that though. I feel like wow, this guy is not famous. I almost want to cover Antarctic Mike, but I'm just looking at one of his videos from 11 months ago and it's got 17 views. So,
wow.
I don't think brought in like a real titan of the industry.
No, which is crazy that they had to pay him that much money.
Yeah, it is wild. They paid him $15,000 because like his highest video is the Antarctic Mike story, 1.2 thousand views 9 years ago. Like,
that's a long time to
I was looking at his website before coming on. It looks like his last blog post was like a year ago. Like, I don't know if Antarctic Mike is still in business.
He might not be feeling that motivated, you know? He might.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't think it was enough to climb Antarctica.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I feel like now I could figure out the Antarctic Mike move.
Okay.
And if you can charge $15,000 from some idiot business to fly you in, right, okay, so the hotel room's paid for, the flight's paid for, all that stuff is paid for, you're probably still looking at more than $10,000 for one day's work.
Yeah.
And, like, he doesn't have, like, a following, and he really is just telling you, like, I went to Antarctica and I ran. Did he do the marathon? Can I ask that?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did the marathon and he had pictures and it was all part of his like prepackaged videos that he had and everything.
I thought it was impossible to be outside for that long in Antarctica, though.
It was maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not sure that I believe everything that Antarctic Mike said. It doesn't seem like a credible character.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't think you can spend that much time outside in Antarctica.
How long?
Long enough to run a marathon?
Oh yeah, 6 hours. You could do 6 hours.
In Antarctica.
5 hours, yeah.
My belief is that you don't really go outside when you're there, because it's too cold to even just be outside.
Sure.
Is what I've heard, I guess. Oh, okay. So somebody said there are people that have crossed it on foot. Okay. I'm going to say that I'm going to become Antarctic Brian.
I think it's a good idea.
You know, we'll get a nice video made. I'll go up there. It's like some really like soaring music, you know? And I'll just go up there and be like, I was thinking I want to go run a marathon in Antarctica. I'll do like exactly Antarctic Mike's thing. And then I'll just be like, and then I did it. And then I ran a second one the day after that. And let me tell you a little bit about what I learned running a marathon in Antarctica. 1, cold. 2, polar bears.
Yeah.
3, scientists. And then you look at them.
I think you do it at the North Pole, and then you just be Polar Brian to differentiate yourself.
Yeah, and when you do it, like, I think a lot of these, like, did Antarctic Mike do a thing where he would, like, kind of list things and then stare at you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's part of the move for guys like this.
Yeah, like you awkwardly single someone else out, someone out in the audience, like while their boss is staring at them. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna become Polar Brian. I like the name Polar Brian. I'll send you a cut of the $15,000 I'll charge these corporations too. I mean,
all right, sweet. Yeah, a little finder's fee. I think if we get like 6 companies a year, that's all we need.
I know. That's what Antarctic Mike is probably fucking doing. Somebody read his last tweet, posted his last tweet in the chat. It's really funny.
Yeah, Shub JPG has a couple tweets here that say that, I don't know, he doesn't seem tough to me. His last tweet was on January 25th. It says, still fighting Southwest Air over a $111 item. Can you believe this? At this point, it's not about the $111, but the principle of the matter, which obviously they don't give a shit about.
Yeah, that's Southwest.
And then
actually,
his other tweet here says, this is from September 27th, 2020. Eating at the Charter House restaurant. They decided to eliminate serving bread, including their signature squaw bread. Bad move. Easy way to drive business elsewhere.
This motherfucker's going out to dinner, number one, yes. And now he's mad they don't put the communal bread on the table during a pandemic.
The poorly named bread.
Yeah. Let's hire Antarctic Mike. Let's see. Yes, I agree. What bread? Let's see if we can hire Antarctic Mike. Like, let's find out what it would
appearance. Cost. Is he on Cameo?
Maybe. I don't know. We're gonna see. I wonder if like Antarctic Mike would cut us a break or something, because we're gonna put him on the show and talk about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll have to do like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Them.
That's gonna cost a lot, though. I wonder what he charges per Zoom.
Okay, a Zoom. And we get Antarctic Mike and we'll ask him.
To motivate you.
To motivate me, yeah. And then I'll goof on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll make it hard. Harder than doing a marathon in the Antarctic.
Yeah. Motivate me, Antarctic Mike.
Do that, Brett. Brian might get motivated and quit.
No, that's never happening. I am going to get some Antarctic Mike time. You know, I'm going to really look into him. I think I like this guy. Seems like a grifter in the best sense of the word.
Yeah.
I mean,
lazy grifter, not someone that's like elaborate, not someone that has like costumes and just did one thing and is like telling people about it for $10,000.
Dude, it costs so much money to go to Antarctica. You gotta even think about that.
True.
Like the amount of money, the fucking gear has to probably be, even if you buy the like low dollar Antarctica gear,
the clearance.
Yeah, it's probably still fucking expensive. You know what I mean? You can't just wear a fucking North Face coat
with some
in Antarctica. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't put on a pair of boots and some Oakleys and a fucking fucking Deftones skull cap. Can't do that.
Yeah.
You got to get there's special shit that you have to have to go there. And by the way, how do you run in the Antarctic Mike Antarctica gear? Like, how do you even run?
You sound ready to be inspired.
I do.
He's going to show you how possible it is.
I guess. I don't think he did it.
Let's save it. We'll watch it. We'll watch it tomorrow night. We'll watch the Antarctic Mike story.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't believe Antarctic Mike, but I think he's lying, but I should watch his video to see if I can discern whether or not he's lying. Because you can get pictures of anything, you know? Like anything. So
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you for bringing Antarctic Mike to my attention.
Yeah, that's a great
I'm very
one.
excited about
I'm very motivated.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night.
Awesome. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one.
Yeah, I love it.
We have a jump in if you're interested.
All right, we'll take one more call here.
Last call,
and then I'm going home and watching Money Heist.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight? That's a rich dad program. Money Heist.
Hey, this is Antarctic Mike, and I heard Paul O'Brien, you were talking shit. So, yeah, chat shit, get banged, motherfucker. It's Antarctic Mike. I'm coming for you.
Can I? Here's the
I'm just
thing.
fucking around.
Do you believe Antarctic Mike's story, though? Do you believe that somebody could run a marathon in Antarctica?
Yeah, that's a thing. That is actually a thing. Like ultra, or like not like what, like frozen marathons or some shit like that. That is a thing.
Okay.
By the
Okay.
way, my name's actual I'm Marcus. I'm from Left Link Vets. We run a Twitch stream, but we're like big fan of you guys. So I heard this Antarctic Mike thing, and I just said I'd fuck around and call in as Antarctic Mike.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you. We're gonna try to get him. I'm gonna try to make Antarctic Mike crazy. That's my goal. I want to get him on the show and make him nuts.
I honestly, like, how hard you got to try to make a dude named Antarctic Mike nuts? Like, he's already halfway there. If anything, you make him sane.
Yeah, but I want him to come on and like try to get me motivated and me just fucking let him know what the thoughts that are like. If I don't have a filter and I'm not just being polite to him, like I would love to feed him my unfettered thoughts.
Can I give you a blurb from the website, please?
Yes.
This is from AntarcticMike.com. Antarctic Mike in action. Leadership and sales speaker and author. Antarctic Mike brings very high energy to his programs and knows how to tell stories in a way that will engage people. Now, it's just the one story, though, right?
It's what it sounds like.
But he knows how to tell stories in a way that will engage people, that they will never forget the stories and the points of the stories. Okay? Mike races issues that your people will live with and work with every day and asks very thought-provoking questions. His programs are both entertaining and informative and are ones that your people will remember and benefit from for a long time.
Okay.
So I guess he's advertising to HR people. Right?
Yeah, that's the way you do it. That's what we got to do. We
should do the street fight story. Like, we're dummies that just got successful.
Yeah.
We need $10,000.
Yeah. Well, say your Twitch stream again.
So it's Antarctic Mike. He got, so it's Left Link Vets, so twitch.tv/Left Link Vets. But I got a question, though. Are you nervous at all that Antarctic Mike's going to come on and he's going to get one of y'all to quit your jobs?
No.
You'll just quit radio and then, okay. You think you can resist?
I love doing my job. We love doing our job. But secondly, I feel like the second I hear him, I'm going to find that I think he's full of shit. I now Googled Antarctic Marathon. It is something that exists, and it is something that you can do. But I'm just saying, I just don't feel like I don't know. I don't feel like a guy like that could get me motivated. If anything, like I would feel bad because I fucking am complaining about being a podcaster for a living, and this motherfucker ran a marathon in Antarctica.
In negative 90 degrees.
Yeah, I'm looking at the temperature.
I feel like those, if I was an Antarctic Mike, I would be calling myself. I got 4 people to quit their job, Mike.
Yeah, that's
cool.
tight.
That's impressive. But you don't want to put that on your website because
Yeah, you're not going to get many speaking gigs.
Yeah.
Like that.
Might come in and talk your people into quitting their job for you. So if you have a bunch of employees you want to lay off.
Yeah. Well, it's all this cryptic ass shit. It's like, oh yeah, I'll motivate your workforce. And it's like ... to leave.
Yeah.
I know how to tell stories that will stick with them to the point where they understand the toxic work environment that you're providing.
Yeah, we talk about motivation and key to leadership skills, so that they can understand how big of a piece of shit their manager is, and they leave.
The type of person that would pay me is not doing a good job at keeping their employees happy.
Oh, the poor Antarctic Marathon is like struggling. They're doing the first ever virtual Antarctica marathon.
You got to do it in a freezer?
It's like, I ain't fucking impressed with
freezer
that.
style.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. I'm fascinated by all of it. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I follow Left Flank Vets on Twitch. I check into your show from time to time when I get the notification. I haven't shut it off. So thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. And I, I think you guys do a good, you have a good take on the world. And, we're unfair to vets, but I know there's a lot of you out there, and it's cool to have a place to hang out.
I mean, like, large part vets suck, right? Like, we're like, most of them, like, they do deserve, like, just to get spit on and trashed, but not me. So,
yeah, I mean, y'all know how to play with the guns the best too. So that's what we really need you on our side for that. We need
yeah, exactly. Right?
We need the proficient
All right,
fighters.
guys. We do okay. We do okay.
Yeah,
All
thanks for calling.
Thanks, guys, and yeah, have a good one.
Have a good night.
Peace.
All right, that's the.
Let's
end
get motivated. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, come listen to the show. It'll be out, I think, Friday, and the first episode's gonna come out. We won't see you Sunday, but we will be here on Wednesday with our regular basement show.
Yeah, so I really want to do Think and Grow Rich, because that's like a punk rock classic. That was the one that like Bad Brains always touted, was like the way to get ahead, or PMA was all about the Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich book. So I think that's what we should do. Dave Ramsey, we got to do.
Yeah.
He's a character.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within, also a good one.
Yeah. Yep. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
I think we do a wrap up this time. Instead of a wrap up, we do like a combo show where we do some Antarctic Mike. We do some, we find some of the smaller ones. We can solicit for people to give us names. And
I'm going to do, I think for the last step, I think we should do Jay Shetty and Gary V and Art of Charm. And I think we should do podcasts, because like I admitted at the beginning of the show, I used to listen to this stuff to get myself like out of bed to go to work without feeling miserable all day long. But podcasts have kind of taken over for the audiobook version of this. So I think that we should do investigation into what's a hit right now. And even when you were talking about doing the Get Motivated series, Gwen mentioned Gary V to you, right?
Yeah, she did mention Gary V.
So I think that's a good pivot.
Yep.
So
dude.
We're gonna be back tomorrow night. What's up?
This marathon for the cheapest room per person. It's the cheapest room you're in. You have 2 other people sleeping in the room.
Okay.
3 beds.
It's like a hostel shit.
Yeah. Now, and this is without airfare to Buenos Aires, where you have to fly to Buenos Aires
to get
first.
Picked up from. Okay.
To get to Antarctica. That's where the flight to Antarctica is from.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to have to get on a plane. We're going to fly to Buenos Aires. This does not include food.
Do you have to?
This does not include gratuity.
Is there a grocery store? Is there a Trader Joe's or anything there like that I can pick up some quick meals?
I don't think so. I think
Are you just all runner's gels?
No, they probably have the meals. You just got to pay for
it. Okay.
You know
like
what I mean?
All-inclusive cruise.
And incidentals, none of that. And meals, unless noted on the itinerary. I guess there are some meals and gratuities and tips.
Can I pay for a scuba diving excursion?
Not in Antarctica.
Oh, okay. What about, is there a casino?
No, there's nothing there, dude. It's science shit.
I thought there was going to be casinos.
There's nothing there. That's the thing about Antarctica. That's why people go. I would fly there and not go outside just because I know I wouldn't be around any people.
You would just look through the windows?
Yeah, just put a window, like a sunroom window in the room so I can look up at the stars at night. I would love that. So the price for the shittiest tickets for sleeping in a room with 2 other people is $7,990. That does not include...
That's a bad investment.
That does not include the $250 race entry fee.
It doesn't.
No, they don't count.
They
that.
can roll that.
No, that can't roll into
No.
there.
Well,
Then it would make it look like a ripoff. It would be over $8,000.
Okay. Well, because is this because there's people in Antarctica that don't need to pay for a room that are already living in Antarctica? Some people just want to pay $250 to get in the race.
Yeah, that's what they're acting like. I mean, there are the people that are there. There are people there,
right?
But
some of them, one of them was like, I don't need the place. I've seen 100. I'll give you $250 though.
I think there's just a few hundred people there. You know what
How
I'm
many
saying?
people are
it's not
in
like there's like a
Antarctica?
ton of people in Antarctica. Maybe there's 1,000 or something. You know?
Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
I don't know how to spell.
Now I
Antarctica.
just want to do a podcast about Antarctica.
Okay, there are around 4,000 people through the summer months and 1,000 over winter.
Okay, yeah, 1,000 people in the winter. You know, imagine going there for the summertime. What a fucking misery that is.
Well, it's probably the most enjoyable part.
The warm part of the year, I'm going to go somewhere where it's fucking 8 degrees outside.
It's negative 45 every day.
Yeah, it's great. What's the summers in Antarctica weather?
Yeah, I'm looking to book a trip. 7,000 now. That's per person. So me, my wife, and kid, I need $21,000. Okay, I can do that. You know, I was gonna buy a hotel, but I'm just gonna sink it on this Antarctic marathon. You know,
Negative 10 Celsius on the coast to negative 60 Celsius at the
Nobody knows
highest
what
part of the
Celsius
interior.
is?
Yeah. What is negative 60 in Celsius?
Not good. Yes. Negative 60.
Wait, we want to go with the warm one. What is negative 10 Celsius?
So this is your best. Negative 10 Celsius is your best temp that you're going to get in the summers.
All right, I'm looking.
They should do an Atlantis style of
This is 14 degrees.
14.
So
Okay.
14 during a balmy, the warmest part of the day is 14 degrees.
Okay. That's better than expected.
I'd rather die.
14 is we hit that sometimes in the middle of the night and it sucks.
During your summer, like during the summer, you decide you're going to go somewhere. And yes, it's a once in a lifetime thing. Antarctica. It's a big deal.
You spent $21,000.
But when it's 80 degrees at my house, where it's wonderful, you go spend your time at a place that's 14 degrees. You got to be a fucking sicko to do
That's
that.
Antarctic Mike, though. That's why you got to trust what he says, man. He did something crazy. So all of a sudden he knows things about life, I guess.
Yeah. All right. That's the show.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow night. We're doing the